There's been a bit of a relief for the Japanese yen in the session over the last couple of days. It's up for a second day in a row. Today, after Japan's inflation rate remained at 3.3%. Economists had been expecting the CPI in Japan to drop to 2.5%. Now, last month, when inflation rose to 3.3% in June, it was the first time in 8 years it outrun the US equivalent release, underscoring how Asia's most advanced economy is no longer an outlier in global inflation. Core inflation came in line with expectations at 3.1%, excluding food and energy, what the Japanese call core inflation, the indicator favoured by the Bank of Japan, climbed back to 4.3%, and that's a more than 4-decade high. It reached that first back in May this year, so it's confirmed that 42-year high. And we've been watching what's happening with the Japanese yen in the wake of this. Now, the rise that we've seen in the dollar has taken the Japanese yen down to levels that had previously seen intervention by the Japanese authorities. That was back over here in October and November last year. And remember, we saw the intervention which took it down. That never lasts for long. We know from past experience that it doesn't really matter how much money you pump in. You can never get in the way of a market that's just free flowing as the dollar yen, as the euro dollar, as sterling dollar. All these big crosses have more money going through than I think any government can really throw at it to change the direction for any length of time. And the big question is whether this will stir the Bank of Japan into tightening monetary policy. The Japanese yen, or the dollar, down for a second day in a row, down at 145.08. At the moment, at least, there is the long-term expectation we're going to see a continuation of this uptick on the dollar against the Japanese yen. This is just a small minor irritation on the downside. Whether or not we see longer-term upside remains to be seen. But at the moment, it is just a small retracement, what is otherwise an uptrend for the dollar against the yen. For more videos from us here at IGTV, join us on Twitter at IGCom, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.